Part 4. Dear listener, before we go much further in this story, you need to get an idea of the little town this happens in. For a number of reasons, I don't think you need to know the exact place, because there are a few of my brave listeners that needs adventure, that seeks the thrill of the unknown, the hunt for the secrets that are hidden away in the dark. I have left clues, for the ones that must know, but be warned. If you ever meet any of the people in this story, turn the other way or find another path. As for now, let's call this place somewhere in America. As you drive into this town, it looks like a little normal place, just normal people trying to make some coins. But behind that illusion, there is so much more. In the old days, we were a coal and iron town, then the fires happened in the 1920s, a coal mine fire burning beneath the old town sinkholes, toxic smoke, gas. The highway itself is hot to the touch. Residents apparently couldn't deal. So we all had to move the town. At first we moved some 300 families to a place called the Towers. Although it's been on fire for decades, experts believe that it may burn for another 350 years. If for some bizarre reason you needed to go to the old part of town, you would first run into the Towers. After the fires, the town moved everyone into a 14-story office building called the Towers. Is home to one caretaker as of now. It was originally an army barracks, but the tower grew to include a police station, a post office, store, church, video rental shop, playground, and health center for some time, as our little town started to slowly rebuild. People left the Towers as they built new homes in safer parts of town. Each day I find it funny as I look toward the old building called the Towers. You can see gray smoke many miles behind it. Some of our newer additions, a group of old carnival workers, bought a 100 acres tract of land toward the south part of town from old Elsie. She was the town's librarian and even ran for mayor after her husband went missing. The carnival people only come to town every so often. They're a strange bunch. They don't care for cars or power. They have adapted a lifestyles much like the Amish. For the past few years I have been doing my best to interview one or two, but they are always in a hurry, running about with clown makeup on. Have you ever seen a clown drive a horse-drawn wagon? It's something to remember. Then there is the underground, this bizarre, lawless place that runs under our vast little town. It is inhabited by drug addicts, eccentrics, army vets, hippies, and just plain old weirdos. I could talk about this town, its stories, the reasons why there are strange writing on the walls, but I just wanted to give you a taste of the place our story begins. This brings us to the residence of Richard Dodd. His family is what you would call old money. According to the town records, his place sits on 2 square miles. At some point this was a cemetery. Some of the older people call this place City of Souls, because it hosts an estimated 1 million dead people, many of which were sent to our little town during the Spanish flu and the tuberculosis incidents. Many people don't know this little fact, but a lot of the bodies were shipped to towns like ours. Some thought that if the dead were to rise, it would be best to have them all together. Probability. Another reason the Towers were army barracks at one time. As I turned into his driveway, I was flooded with a strange feeling of a phantom hand on the shoulder. At first I thought it was Obsidian. As I looked in her directions there was a puff of breath on my earlobe. A finger slowly moved up the back of my neck. Did you just feel something strange? I asked Obsidian. I wouldn't worry about it. I was just thinking of some way I could repay you for your trouble, she said. I looked at her with a bit of confusion in my eyes. I said, this is going to be a very strange night, indeed. Looking back, as she grabbed her bag she said, come on, I got a butterfly to get. Stay paranoid, my friends.